So you're moving to Luxembourg. That's super exciting. But there's always a but, right? One thing that can feel like a total maze is figuring out insurance. Well, don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to give you the map you need to navigate it all with total confidence. Yeah, whether you're brand new here or you've been around for a bit, that feeling can hit you, right? You're staring at all these options and thinking, okay, what do I actually need for my home, my car, my health? It can honestly feel like a lot to sort through. But hey, you've come to the right place. We are going to break it all down for you, the whole shebang. We'll cover who the main companies are, what you have to get, and of course, what it's all going to cost you. So let's kick things off with what makes the insurance scene here in Luxembourg so, well, unique. All right, let's dive into Luxembourg's unique insurance market. You see, the first thing to get your head around is that it's just different here. If you're coming from France, Belgium, or Germany, you're going to notice some key things that are not the same at all. And these are things you really need to know. So what are we talking about here? Okay, first up, car insurance. Yeah, it's a bit pricier here. Second, and this is a huge one, so listen up, a lot of policies have zero deductible. That means if something happens, you pay nothing out of pocket. Pretty great, right? Third, contracts are almost always for a full year, and you can only cancel them at a specific time, so you gotta watch your dates. Fourth, the plans are super customizable. Think of it like building with Legos. You pick and choose the pieces you want. And last but definitely not least, and this is the best part, your insurance payments are tax deductible. Yeah, let's talk about that tax deduction for a second because it is a major perk. Seriously, it's pretty unique in Europe. It's basically the government's way of giving you a little bonus for being insured, and it can literally save you hundreds of euros every single year. That's real money back in your wallet. Okay, so who are the key players in this market? Well, unlike some of its bigger neighbors, the scene in Luxembourg is a bit cozier. There are really just a handful of big names that you'll see everywhere. You're going to run into these four a lot. First, there's Foyer. They're the biggest fish in the pond, with agents all over the place. Then you have LALUX. They're the historic, homegrown choice, kind of known for their top-tier premium stuff. Next up is Baloise, a Swiss company that's all about being modern and digital. And finally, there's AXA, the big French group always trying to be innovative and competitive on price. Now, for health insurance, specifically the extra top-up coverage, the conversation gets a lot simpler. It really boils down to two specialists, DKV and CMCM. You'll often see DKV offered through other big insurers, while CMCM is a mutual company that focuses only on health. All right, let's get to the question everyone wants an answer to. What's this all going to cost me? Let's break down some average monthly prices for the big three, home, auto, and health. First step, home insurance. For a pretty standard plan for, say, a typical apartment, you're looking at somewhere between 35 and 40 euros a month. If you want all the bells and whistles, a more premium plan, that'll probably be closer to 50 or 60 euros. Okay, now for your car. This one has a huge range. If you just get the absolute legal minimum, we're talking basic liability, you might start around 50 euros a month. But if you want the full package comprehensive coverage, which they call casco here, then yeah, you could easily be looking at over 100, even 150 euros or more. It really, really depends on your car. And rounding it out, that extra health insurance we talked about, you can figure on about 30 to 60 euros a month. Of course, this one's super personal. It's going to change based on your age and what you need, like if you want really good dental or vision coverage. So what's the deal with that price jump for premium home insurance? What are you actually paying for? Well, while a standard plan covers the big disasters like fire and water, a premium plan usually throws in theft protection automatically. Plus, it often covers your laptop or phone even when you're traveling, and maybe even your patio furniture. With the basic plans, you gotta be careful and check if theft is even in there. Okay, this next part is super, super important, especially if you're new here. We need to talk about what's mandatory versus what's just really, really recommended. Getting this right is key. So here's the bottom line, and it's surprisingly simple. There is only one type of insurance that is legally mandatory in Luxembourg. Just one. And that's third-party liability for your car. That's it. However, in the real world, your landlord or your mortgage lender is going to demand you have home insurance. And things like private liability, that's the one that covers you if you accidentally break your friend's expensive vase, and extra health insurance, they're pretty much considered essential to protect yourself. And hey, speaking of cars, here is a golden nugget of information for anyone bringing a vehicle here. You have to get the insurance first. I'll say that again. Get your Luxembourgish car insurance before you try to register the car. It's totally backwards from how it works in a lot of places, and remembering this will save you a massive headache. Trust me. Okay, we've talked about the market, the big names, the costs, and the rules. So for our final section, let's get practical. How do you actually pick the right plan for you? And just as importantly, how do you avoid some of the common pitfalls? So, how do you find the right plan for you? I mean, that's the million-dollar question, right? Because there's no such thing as the best insurance for everyone. The best plan is the one that's tailor-made for your life. So, where do you even start? It really starts with asking yourself a few simple questions. For your car, think, what's it actually worth? How much do I drive it? For your home, am I renting or do I own? If everything I own was gone tomorrow, how much would it cost to replace it all? And for health, does anyone in my family need glasses or braces? Do we travel a lot? The answers to these questions are your roadmap to the right coverage. And while you're shopping around, please try to avoid these common traps. Number 1, don't just look at the price. A cheap plan is worthless if it doesn't actually cover you when you need it. Make sure you read the fine print. What's not covered? Don't underestimate the value of your stuff. Oh, and don't forget about that tax deduction when you're comparing prices. And finally, if you move or have a baby, you gotta let your insurance company know. Look, if there is just one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Always compare the price and the protection. The goal isn't to find the cheapest plan, it's to find the best value for you, where a fair price meets the coverage you actually need. And there you have it. That's your guide to insurance in Luxembourg. See? It has its quirks, for sure, but it's not so scary once you know the lay of the land. You've officially got the map, so you're ready to navigate this with confidence.